Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can remove the delays that exist in certain AutoHotkey commands so that you can speed up your script performance. If you're interested in this topic, please continue watching. Alright, welcome back. So in AutoHotkey, some commands have delays switched on by default. So after each instance of command, it may sleep or wait for some milliseconds before moving on to the next lines of codes. In most cases, you will not mind this so much, but in certain circumstances, you may prefer to speed things up a bit. There are different codes for reducing or removing the delays for different commands, and instead of showing you one by one as I create the future tutorials on different topics within AutoHotkey, I've grouped them into one video, and these are the lines of codes that are going to reduce the delays that exist in different commands in AutoHotkey. Now, please note that what I'm going to be covering in this video are the most basic ones for light AutoHotkey users, and there's a lot more for heavy AutoHotkey users or script optimization fanatics out there, and those ones can be found in this AutoHotkey forum post. So if you're interested to learn more about these commands or about other commands to reduce the delays, please go to that post and take a look at it. So there's SetKeyDelay, and -1 refers to having no delay at all. If you put a figure of 0, that indicates the smallest possible delay, but -1 removes the delay. Now, if you don't have these command lines at all, then AutoHotkey is going to switch to its default mode of depending on which command you use, and there will be a delay inserted after performing each command. Please also note that in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a lot of examples that use these commands for which the delays will be removed or reduced, and I have not covered a lot of these commands in previous tutorials, but I'll be covering them in more detail in future tutorial videos. First thing is SetKeyDelay. SetKeyDelay sets the delay that occur after each keystroke sent by send or control send command. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to bring over an example script. Alright, so this script will wait for a second before it sends all of these texts. Now I don't have the SetKeyDelay comma -1 switched on. Actually, I can just type that out and comment it out to switch it on later. And if I run this script now, it's going to send the keys that are in the parentheses in this manner. And you realize how it takes a little bit of time for all the letters to be sent to the screen, right? So if I get rid of that and uncomment the SetKeyDelay to -1, it will remove the delay that exists between each instance of sending the keystroke. So if I go ahead and save this script and run it again, it's going to be a lot faster this time, like that. Alright, next up is SetDefaultMouseSpeed, which is set to a minimum of 0. And what this does is it sets the mouse speed that will be used if the mouse speed is not specified in click or mouse move or click and drag AutoHotkey command. So in order to show you this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this short script that moves my mouse cursor to these coordinates, X coordinate of 800, 500, wait for a second, and the X coordinate of 1000, Y coordinate of 200, and wait for a second, and so on and so forth. So without this set default mouse speed of 0, if I run this script, what it's going to do is it's going to be showing me the movement of the mouse cursor towards each point. However, if I remove this comment so as to activate the set default mouse speed to 0 and run the script again. This time it's going to move the mouse cursor pretty much instantly at each coordinates. Now I mentioned to you earlier that set default mouse speed sets the mouse speed to 0 if you do not specify the mouse speed within the command. So what I mean by that is, if I type out mouse move, I'll get the IntelliSense showing up down here, and there is a parameter called speed, and if you don't specify what speed you want for this particular line of code, then the default speed for the mouse move command is going to be set to 0. Alright, next up is SetMouseDelay. What SetMouseDelay does is it does something slightly different to SetDefaultMouseSpeed in that it sets the delay that will occur after each mouse movement or click, not the speed of the mouse cursor. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to be copying over a short script over here, and what this will do is I'm going to bring up the Chrome canvas, create a new drawing, and I'm gonna run this script over this drawing. And what this script is gonna do is it's going to send a mouse left click on the canvas. So if I do a mouse left click, then it's going to send a little dot, or draw a little dot on the canvas, right? And it's going to run a loop of 200 times, and every time it does a loop, it's going to update the coordinate of where the mouse left click is going to be sent to by a pixel to the right and a pixel to the bottom. Right? So run this, and 1 second later it will send the 200 loops of mouse click. So let me snap the canvas to the right and snap the side window to the left, and run the script and move the mouse cursor over to my canvas, and it's going to draw a diagonal line like that. Now I'll show you how the interval at which the mouse click gets sent will be significantly slowed down if I don't switch on this command to set the mouse delay to -1. So I've commented this out. I'm going to save the script and run the script again, and you'll see that each click of the left mouse button takes a lot longer than the first time I ran the script when the mouse delay was removed. Alright, next up is SetControlDelay. Now, SetControlDelay sets the delay that will occur after each control modifying commands. And an example of a control modifying command that I sometimes use is control click, which sends a mouse click to a control within a window or a coordinate on the screen, but without having to move the mouse cursor. So the difference between control click and doing a mouse click is, let me just quickly show you. I'm going to go back to the script and run this again. Now it's going to start drawing the line, and while the line is being drawn, if I move the mouse cursor away from it, it's going to continually try to come back to the trajectory of the line that is being drawn, and it messes up the canvas as well. It's sending clicks to near where the line is as it's coming back to the trajectory of the line. Now in this instance, when the script is running, you're not able to free up your mouse cursor, so you basically can't do anything. Whereas control click is different in that it still frees up your mouse cursor, so you can move the mouse cursor around, as well as it's going to send the clicks even when the window is not active. Even when the window is in the background, it's going to send the clicks, and I'll be showing you how that works in a future tutorial. So coming back to the SetControlDelay to -1, I've also got a script that uses control click right here, and it's basically going to do the same thing as what the previous example did. So it's going to send, now I've got the delay set to none. If I run the script and press numpad 1 to run the hotkey that draws a line, it draws a line really quickly like that. Whereas if I've got 2 lines here. If I comment this out and run it and run the hotkey again to draw the line, this is gonna take slightly longer, albeit it's a little faster than just doing a mouse click, not control click. But in order to reduce or remove the delay for control click function, you need to use SetControlDelay, not SetMouseDelay to -1. Alright, just 2 more to go, and this time it's going to be SetWinDelay, and I've got a script for that as well. So SetWinDelay sets the delay that will occur after each window command, such as WinActivate or WinMove, which I'll be showing you using this example. So let me just get rid of that and save that and run the script. So this script allows you to, actually let me comment this out and show you how it looks when the SetWinDelay is set to default. Now this script allows me to press Alt and left mouse button to move any window by clicking it anywhere. So if I go Alt and left mouse button, I can move this window like that. Actually, let me just open up my notepad. I think it might be more visible if I use my notepad. So I'm gonna run the hotkey on this notepad, so it's going to move the notepad around like that. But you can see that the movement is not very smooth. You can see that the movement is a little bit snappy, right? It's not as smooth as when you move the window around by highlighting the title area, and that's because there's a delay in moving the window when the window is following your mouse cursor. So if I set the WinDelay to nothing and run the script again, and this time if I run the hotkey on this notepad window again, it's going to be a lot smoother because there's no delay when the script is moving my notepad as my mouse cursor is moving around. Alright, so now we're on to the last one, but not the least, and that's gonna be SetBatchLines to -1. And what this does is it makes the script run at max speed, so it never sleeps. And by sleeping, what I mean is there is a sleep time of 10 milliseconds by default after every line of code in AutoHotkey, and SetBatchLines to -1 basically removes that default sleep time of 10 milliseconds. So again, I'll show you an example. Here it is. So what this is gonna do is it's going to show me a tooltip, and in that tooltip will be a number shown starting from 1, and it will show me up to a number of 3000. Now if I set the batch lines to default, so there will be a sleep time of 10 milliseconds each time these commands are run. If I go ahead and run this, let's see how long it takes to finish this script. So let's go ahead and run it. Now you can see the numbers going up, and 3000. So that's about how much it took. In fact, it shows you how much time it's taken, and it's taken 7.6 seconds roughly. And if I remove this, it will run the script at the max speed. That removes the sleep time of 10 milliseconds. So if I save this and run this again, let's compare how long it's gonna take compared to the previous example. Now let's go ahead and run it. You can see that the number is definitely going up much faster than before, and it's taken a total time of 2.7 seconds compared to over 7 seconds in the previous instance. Now that is it. So I have this saved in my scriptlet in one of these icons. So if I press this icon, all 6 commands to remove or reduce the delays will be added to your script, and I've covered this scriptlet utility in a previous tutorial. So if you want to learn how to use it, please go and watch that one. And the examples that I've shown you from today's video will be saved onto my website. So if you want to learn how to access this script, please continue watching this video until the end, and thank you very much for watching.